Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Janine Harry, a communication scientist by profession, here to give you communication tips and self awareness strategies through conversation. So, thank you so much for joining me. I don't have a presentation for you today. I just decided to hop on here and chat. So, let's unwind and chat. Today has been such a busy day, and the weather is not helping at all. If you are living in Cape Town, you will know that today has been quite a humid day. And I'm glad that, the weather is toning down a bit right now. That is amazing. um, but yes, today has been an interesting day, and I hope that your day has been good, and that you were productive in whatever you needed to do. So I decided to hop on here to just remind you that vulnerability in communication is so important. And today was one of those days that I just, you know, gained greater clarity on the importance of vulnerability. I was having a conversation with somebody, and usually our conversations are quite, I would say, for the most part, on the surface, we literally just laugh about most things. But today was sort of different because I asked this person, how are you feeling? And this person immediately opened up to me and said, that they're feeling really crappy, they're feeling stressed out. And I was like, wow, I was really, for the most part, so happy with the fact that this person was so comfortable in being vulnerable, right? Because when somebody is comfortable in being vulnerable within communicative events, it definitely shows that they trust you and that they are allowing you to see the entirety of themselves. And when somebody allows you to see the entirety of who they are, you are left with this responsibility of actually holding space for that, for actually being 100% present with that person and that person's emotions. So I was really pleased with the level of vulnerability that took place because I always say that when one person is vulnerable, it has this sort of knock on effect and it allows the next person to be vulnerable as well, right? Now, vulnerability is something that I have struggled with for the most part, and I'm sure that all of us, to a certain extent, we struggle with vulnerability because if somebody comes to you and they ask you how you are feeling on a really bad day, you might not necessarily be entirely honest about how you are feeling. You might not necessarily say, off the bat, I am not okay, I'm not feeling well, and so forth. What we tend to do is we tend to put on these masks and we tend to put up a front with people. And that is such a, for lack of better word, it's quite a sad thing because it's not like we don't want to be vulnerable. And if I take myself as an example, I love being vulnerable. I love sharing my emotion. But a lot of times we find it quite difficult to be vulnerable because the communicative context, and that includes the people they're in, they don't exactly make that communicative event conducive for vulnerability. And what this means is that they are not really capable of being 100% present with the emotions of others. And I will get into that in greater depth in another YouTube video because that is a discussion that we can really get into, right? Regarding why people are unable to be 100% present with the emotions of others. That is definitely a big conversation that we can have. But for the most part, I do want to remind you that it is so important to create a level of vulnerability within your communicative events. And by doing this, you are basically creating space for somebody to be seen, heard, and understood within whatever particular context you are communicating in. And through being heard, seen, and understood, greater intimacy is created within that particular communicative event. And I did speak about the importance of intimacy in another YouTube video in which I spoke about listening skills for greater understanding. So, yes, I strongly believe that we should endeavor to make all contexts conducive for vulnerability because most often only certain contexts allows for vulnerability, right? For example, when engaging in conversation with a friend, or when going to therapy, or when communicating with your pastor, or your mother, or your sibling, or like a really close family member, in those contexts, vulnerability is almost inevitable. However, we don't see this level of vulnerability within contexts such as the corporate space or the academic space. And those are also spaces that we so need vulnerability given the high levels of mental issues, or should I say mental health issues, that we are facing within society. So I strongly believe that we should allow our communicative practices to basically help create these particular contexts in which people feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable. Now, this is not just about observing the ways in which others communicate, right? We should also basically look inward and sort of like point a finger at ourselves and ask ourselves, so what are we doing? Because I always say that if you want something to unfold, or if you want a communicative event to unfold in a certain way, or to, if you want to achieve certain things in a communicative event, you have got to lead on that, right? So if you want vulnerability within conversation, you have got to be brave enough to be vulnerable. If you want openness within a communicative event, you have got to be brave enough to be open, okay? So this is akin to the phrase, you have got to be the change that you want to see. So whatever you want to unfold within your communicative events, you have so got to lead on that and lead with that, okay? I'm stumbling over my words, so please do forgive me. So, yes, for the rest of the week, I really want you to be observant about your communicative practices and really turn inward and ask yourself, what are you doing to create a safe space for others? And I'm going to leave it at that for now. This is such an interesting topic, and I wish I could speak about it all night. It is such an interesting topic, honestly. It is, it's so interesting, and we can really go into depth regarding this particular topic. And I would love to create a deeper, more in-depth video on this. If you would like to learn more about the ways in which you can show up more vulnerably, yes, within communicative events and how you can allow others to also, take your lead, then let me know if you would like to hear me speak on that particular topic. It would be my pleasure to do so. But for now, I just want to say, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please don't be scared to be engaged with me. If you like this video, let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you have any queries or any concerns about certain things regarding communication, then please do email me. I do leave my email address at the end of each of my presentations. So email me if you have any queries, concerns, and interests in certain communicative topics. As I said, it would be my pleasure to delve into those topics with you on this particular platform. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for keeping up with me. And yes, till next time, much love to you.